Picture this. You're standing 40 meters up in the air at the top of a wind turbine. Now, chances are, if you're not freaking out because you're afraid of heights like me, then you're looking across the city, watching people drive to and from work. Well, they don't take into account this massive structure in front of them. But as you stand at the top of that turbine, you notice the blades are spinning and the wind is blowing. And as those blades spin, that turns the main shaft inside of the wind turbine. That main shaft is a rod that connects all of the gears inside of the turbine, and that powers a generator. And that generator then uses a magnet to wake up the electrons inside of a wire, cause them to move, which produces electricity. And that electricity is then sent to the power grid. Now, as you stand at the top of this turbine, you notice that the sun is starting to set. And people are going home, and one by one the lights start to go off. But the wind is still blowing and those blades are still spinning until that last light on that last house goes off. And then the blades grind to a screeching halt. This is the point where we have seen too much electricity being sent to the power grid. Because the power grid, which is a spider web of wires connecting the energy makers, such as the wind farms and the coal plants, to the energy users, you and me, has one rule. Supply must equal demand. You can never have too much or too little. So when there's too much, the wind turbines are cut off and that electricity is thrown away. But if you made too much food for dinner, you wouldn't throw it away. You would go put it in the refrigerator and go eat it tomorrow when you got hungry. So why are we throwing away our electricity? This is where compressed air energy storage comes into play. When too much electricity is being generated and not enough is being used, the compressed air energy storage facility will take in air and use that extra electricity to power a compressor. That air compressor takes air into a chamber and increases the air pressure by reducing the size of the space that contains that air. And then that's sent down to an underground cavern, where it waits at about 1,000 pounds per square inch of pressure, which is the same pressure as if 29 elephants came and stood on top of you. And it waits for us to wake up. And once we wake up and we need that electricity again, the air is heated so it rises. And as it rises, it's sent to a combustor where it mixes with natural gas and turns the blades of a generator. That generator then uses a magnet to wake up those electrons inside the wire and generate electricity and sends it back to the power grid for all of us. So what happens when there's too much electricity? Right now, absolutely nothing. The wind turbines are shut off and we throw it away. But what should happen is we should store the electricity in the form of air and then have it wait for us to get hungry so we can feed ourselves and feed our energy needs, because we wouldn't want to starve. That's just wrong.